My beloved child, be still before me for a moment and give your soul the quiet it has been longing for. Some pains no longer cry out because you have learned to live around them, not because they have truly healed. Some wounds feel familiar now, carefully avoided but never fully addressed. I do not want you to mistake numbness for peace or believe that carrying a wounded heart forever is your destiny. I sent healing for the broken-hearted, so why would you believe your pain is meant to become your permanent home? There were days when you smiled while hurting inside and convinced yourself that your struggles did not deserve attention. Yet suffering may be common, but it was never meant to define your life. My desire has always been restoration. Time may settle dust over old memories, but grace reaches the roots and brings healing. You have hidden wounds beneath responsibility, busyness, and the appearance of strength, hoping everything would eventually pass. Yet some things must be brought into my light before they lose their power over you. Healing begins where honesty meets my presence. I do not fault you for learning how to survive. I know there were seasons when simply making it through another day felt like a victory. I saw the moments when holding yourself together required all the strength you had. But today I am calling you to more than survival. I'm calling you back into life. You were never created to become a house filled with hidden sorrow. I heal the broken-hearted and bind up their wounds. I am not asking you to decorate your pain, hide it behind strength, or learn to live with it forever. I am inviting you to place it in my hands. Remember the man by the pool of Bethesda. For years, helplessness became his normal way of living until my son asked, "Do you want to be made well?" Healing begins when the soul stops agreeing with captivity and becomes willing to receive freedom. I ask you that same question today. Do you truly want to be healed, not merely comforted for a moment, but healed in the deepest places you have avoided? Healing often requires releasing the familiarity of pain and letting go of the barriers it created around your heart. That can feel frightening, but I approach you with gentleness, never force. My love always leads with mercy. I come as a gardener who understands every root, every dry branch, and every fragile sign of life. I will not destroy what is still growing within you. Instead, I will nurture it and breathe life into places that seem barren. Even my pruning is meant to produce greater fruit. At times my touch may bring discomfort, but it is the discomfort of restoration, not destruction. Stop calling a hardened heart protection, and stop believing emotional walls are wisdom. I desire to give you a heart that remains tender while also discerning. This is the renewal I have promised you. I want you to hear me today. I want you to hear me solved, not to restore the joy that has been silenced through many difficult seasons. Let me come near the memories you avoid, the words that made you question your value, and the losses that taught you to fear hope. I understand even the grief that never found words. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That rest is not forgetting what happened. It is placing your burdens into the hands of the one who can heal what you cannot. You do not have to carry everything alone anymore. Today I am inviting you out of the habit of merely enduring and into the light of healing. Do not wait until you feel stronger before coming to me. Come exactly as you are, tired, uncertain, hurting, yet willing to be loved. I will bring life back to places that have known only silence. I see the hidden emptiness you carry. When joy no longer rises within you and every day feels heavy, that is more than simple exhaustion. It is the quiet cry of your soul longing for my presence. No amount of busyness can satisfy that deeper hunger. I have watched over you during nights when no one knew how tired you truly were. I saw the forced smiles, the silent sighs, and the burdens you carried alone. You kept moving because you thought that was strength. Yet endurance is not always healing, and silence is not always peace. Some wounds sink deeper when they remain untouched. So I ask you gently, are you truly resting within? Or have you become so accustomed to carrying burdens that you no longer notice their weight? Do not fear the places you have avoided. I understand why they frighten you. You fear that if you stop holding everything together, it may all fall apart. You fear that if the tears begin, they may never stop. Yet true strength is not the absence of tears, it is bringing those tears into my presence. Vulnerability in my hands becomes healing. Remember Elijah. After great victories, exhaustion overwhelmed him and he wanted to give up. I did not rebuke him for his weakness. I met him with care, nourishment, rest, and a gentle voice. I treat you with that same compassion. Sometimes what your soul needs most is not another effort to push forward, but permission to rest and receive. Faith is not carrying every burden alone. Faith is trusting me with what has become too heavy for you. I created you to walk with me, not to struggle without me. Bring me everything that drains your strength. Let me enter the hidden rooms of your heart with the gentleness of a father who knows exactly where you hurt. Your brokenness does not drive me away. Often it is in those very places that I draw nearest. Your soul does not need another layer of activity to hide its pain. It needs truth, light, and freedom. If all you can offer is a simple prayer, begin there. If all you can do is sit quietly in my presence, then sit. And if tears come, let them come. Allow them to carry hidden sorrow into the light. I will gently lift you, soften what has become hardened, restore genuine joy, and teach your soul again how to breathe in the rhythm of my peace. So stop living as though your soul can continue without care. Place down the weight you have carried for too long. Let me hold the tired places, the fearful places, and the part of you that has worked endlessly to convince everyone that everything is fine. I do not love you less because you are weak. You are my child, and your Father is here with you. When a new morning arrives, I want the light to shine not only through your window, but deep within your heart as well. I want you to wake up for more than another day of endurance. I want you to begin living again. Come near and place in my hands what you cannot carry alone. Rest is not failure. It is often the place where new life begins. As you quiet your heart before me, I will place wisdom within you and teach you what truly leads to life. I know your heart longs for closeness and understanding, yet true love will never pull you away from my light or weaken the purpose I have placed within you. Real companionship draws you closer to me and strengthens what is healthy within your soul. That is why I call you to discern carefully. Do not judge only by kind words or pleasant appearances. Ask whether an influence leads your heart toward me or gradually pulls it away. The condition of your soul afterward often reveals more than appearances ever can. Some influences enter quietly. They seem harmless at first, yet slowly cool your faith and plant doubt where trust once lived. Darkness rarely asks for everything at once. It often advances through small compromises repeated over time. Learn to discern through the Holy Spirit. The wisdom that comes from above is pure, peaceful, gentle, and full of mercy. My truth may correct you, but it will never humiliate your soul. It always leads toward restoration. Pay attention to what happens within your spirit after spending time with someone. Does your faith become stronger or weaker? Do you feel drawn toward my presence or distracted from it? These questions often reveal what words cannot. The Holy Spirit frequently speaks through peace or the absence of it. When that peace begins to withdraw, do not ignore it. Bring every relationship into my light and allow me to reveal its true nature. I will show you what needs healing and where boundaries are necessary. Remember Samson and Delilah. He resisted many visible enemies, yet became vulnerable through a relationship he failed to discern properly. Little by little, he surrendered what should have been guarded. That story teaches the importance of protecting what is sacred. Not every voice deserves deep access to your heart. Guard your heart carefully, for from it flow the springs of life. What enters repeatedly will eventually influence the direction of your life. Wisdom requires healthy boundaries. True love will never demand that you choose between me and the relationship. The people I place in your life will ultimately produce peace, humility, clarity, and goodness. Look beyond words and pay attention to the fruit their presence produces within your soul. If you recognize that something is weakening you, come to me before making quick decisions. Do not act from fear, anger, or fear of loss. Bring every influence into my light. I see what human eyes cannot see. Discernment does not harden your heart. It purifies your love. Some people you may need to love from a distance. Some doors may need to remain closed so healthier ones can open. What I reveal is meant to protect you, not punish you. When you are uncertain whom to trust, stay close to my voice. If your heart feels divided between affection and uneasiness, seek me first. Whenever you sense my peace fading, pause and ask why. I will faithfully guide the heart that desires to walk in the light. Come to me as you are, tired, confused, longing for love, yet still wanting to live rightly. I will restore not only visible wounds, but also the hidden places shaped by unhealthy influences and misleading words. As you learn to recognize my voice above every other voice, you will walk more steadily in wisdom and peace. My beloved child, what I am doing within you reaches far deeper than what your eyes can currently see. Restoration is more than less pain or fewer tears. I come to the places where fear took root, where doubt settled in, and where you began believing you could never be whole again. I am doing a new thing within you. This work is more than changed circumstances. It is a renewed heart, a restored vision, and a soul learning to breathe freely again. My restoration begins within and gradually transforms everything it touches. If you lack wisdom, ask me for it. I will not rush your healing. The world seeks quick results, but I heal through love, patience, and grace. My work is steady, gentle, and lasting. Day by day, I will touch different places within your heart. One day it may be fear, another day a painful memory, and another day the weariness that stole your joy. I will not tear these things out harshly. I will gently soften them until you trust me enough to place them fully into my hands. I restore your soul and lead you in right paths. Healing is not simply rescue from pain. It is learning a new way of living with me. It is learning to walk steadily in the light. Remember Naaman. He expected a dramatic solution, yet his healing came through humble obedience. In the same way, some of your healing begins when you release the need to appear strong and allow me to meet you in vulnerability. My work often begins where self-reliance ends. Do not fear when I bring you near places you once avoided. I do not lead you there to trap you in the past, but to redeem what you believed was lost. Some tears will wash away confusion, and some moments of weakness will become places where my power is most clearly seen. What once seemed broken beyond repair can become part of the story of my restoration. What felt lost can be redeemed. What appeared barren can bloom again. Stay close to me, my child, and you will discover that healing is not only possible, it is already unfolding beneath the surface, one gentle step at a time. My beloved child, there were seasons you once called lonely, yet one day you will see them differently. Those quiet stretches were often the places where I was building a faith that could stand beyond changing emotions and circumstances. My grace sustained you when you felt weak, and my power was working in places you could not yet see. What once felt painful can become a place of restoration in my hands. I do not desire for you merely to survive what wounded you. I want you to hear me been resolved to death today. A freedom no longer ruled by fear, and a heart no longer burdened by old pain. Every wound surrendered to me has purpose, and every loss placed before me can become part of a deeper work within you. Nothing in your life is beyond the reach of my redemption. I do not call evil good, nor do I pretend pain is beautiful. Yet I can take what was broken and transform it into a testimony of my faithfulness. What once seemed wasted can become evidence of my grace. Stop staring at the ashes as though they tell the whole story and turn your face toward me. I am leading you out of the depths and back toward hope. I am not asking you to prove your worthiness before receiving my love. I knew you long before you learned how to hide your pain, and there is nothing within you that surprises me now. My love has never been dependent on your perfection. I do not enter your life like a distant visitor waiting for everything to be repaired. I come while the memories still ache, while healing remains unfinished, and while your heart still carries unanswered questions. I come not to accuse you, but to lift burdens you were never meant to carry alone. My compassion remains beside you because you are deeply loved. There are places within your heart that have gone unattended for so long that you began believing they no longer mattered. Yet some wounds remain because they have never been brought fully into the light. My grace comes like rain upon dry ground, softening what has become hard and restoring what seemed lifeless. Little by little, life returns where you thought nothing could grow again. Remember Hosea and Gomer. Through that story I revealed a love willing to pursue the one who wandered and restored dignity where shame had taken root. In the same way, I have pursued you, not because you have never failed, but because my love is stronger than the shame that tries to separate you from me. You do not need perfect prayers or polished words. If all you can whisper is, "Father, I am tired," that is enough. The Spirit helps you in your weakness, and when words fail, heaven still hears your heart. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I will teach you how to breathe again, trust again, and love again from a heart rooted in the knowledge that it is already loved. Where you believed life had ended, I will plant new seeds. As Isaiah declares, I bring beauty from ashes, joy instead of mourning, and praise where heaviness once remained. My restoration reaches deeper than you realize. Listen closely to my voice within your soul. It is not the voice of condemnation, but the voice of your Father calling you. Even when you thought you could no longer hear it, I had not stopped speaking. My child, is everything around you solved? Not to take, 'cause I take care of impossible lift it. And rest in me and lay down the burdens you no longer have strength to carry. Open every fear, memory, and weary place to my presence. I will not rush your healing, but I will remain faithful through it. What seemed barren will soften, what felt cold will warm, and what appeared asleep will awaken again. Come near, my child. You are not alone in the darkness. Sometimes my light arrives quietly rather than dramatically, like a gentle breath reaching the deepest places of your soul. That presence is not the gaze of judgment, but the gaze of the one who has never turned away. I know the sorrows you struggle to name and the wounds you thought were buried too deeply to reach. I also see the small remaining spark within you that you may have forgotten still exists. Even now, I am aware of every hidden part of your heart. Nothing about you is hidden from my care. The world offers many lights that appear bright and attractive. They promise happiness, recognition, success, and relief from pain, yet often leave the soul empty. Not everything that shines is true light. Some lights dazzle the eyes while leaving the heart unchanged. My son declared that he is the light of the world. His light does more than illuminate the road ahead. It restores the weary places within you. I often come gently, like oil poured into a fading lamp, preserving the flame when it seems close to going out. My presence is frequently found in quiet moments rather than dramatic displays. Remember Hagar in the wilderness. She believed she had been forgotten, yet it was there that I revealed myself as the God who sees. My beloved child, I see you with that same loving attention. Even when others cannot fully understand your story, I understand it completely. Natural sight notices disappointments, closed doors, and what seems missing. Faith sees much deeper. Faith recognizes my hand at work while you wait, sees seeds growing beneath the soil, and sees dawn forming while the night still appears dark. I desire to enlighten the eyes of your heart so you may know the hope of my calling. When you quiet the noise of the world, that light becomes easier to recognize. It is not a light that dazzles from the outside, but one I planted within you from the beginning. Do not fear silence. I remain beside you within it. There were times when you chased things you believed would make you feel valued and seen. Yet the more you pursued them, the more disconnected your soul became. Today I am calling you back to a light that never fades. That light reminds you that you are loved, called, held, and cherished by me. Your soul was never created to belong to darkness. You belong to me, the one who sees you, loves you, and continually calls you back into life. Let me remind you that your eyes are gateways into the inner life of your soul. What you continually focus on eventually shapes what you desire. That is why my son taught that the eye is the lamp of the body. When your gaze rests on what is pure and life-giving, your heart is nourished by light. When it settles on what darkens the soul, peace gradually weakens. What captures your attention eventually influences your direction. Many influences enter quietly through a glance, a curiosity, or something that seems harmless at first. Yet whatever remains before your eyes long enough becomes a seed planted within your heart. Small seeds, when continually fed, can grow into powerful desires. This is why wisdom and watchfulness matter. I tell you this not to make you fearful, but to help you guard your heart. Remember David. His downfall did not begin with open rebellion, but with an unguarded look that grew into desire. Even devoted hearts must remain vigilant. Do not rely only on your own strength. Ask me to guard your eyes and guide your attention. I created your eyes to recognize beauty, mercy, hope, and truth, not envy, comparison, bitterness, or despair. When your eyes return to me, something inside you begins to realign. Many distortions arise because you begin seeing yourself incorrectly. You compare your journey to someone else's and conclude that you are behind. You focus on wounds and forget to look at the healer. Yet your eyes are not only choosing what to observe, they are choosing where your trust will rest. When Peter focused on the storm, he began to sink. When his attention returned to my son, help was already reaching toward him. The same remains true for you. I do not condemn you for becoming distracted. I simply invite you to look toward me again. Learn to turn away from what clouds your heart. Ask whether something produces peace, purity, and love, or leaves you restless and empty. The Holy Spirit will help you recognize the difference. I do not want you merely avoiding darkness. I want your soul nourished by light. Fill your vision with my word, kindness, grace, and truth. As Philippians teaches, fix your thoughts on what is true, honorable, pure, lovely, and worthy of praise. Ask me to teach you to see as I see. I will clear away the dust of fear and the fog of old wounds. What you repeatedly focus on shapes your emotions and influences how you see yourself, other people, and even me. Some things plant seeds of peace and hope. Others quietly nourish fear and despair. Small influences repeated over time create powerful effects. Your physical eyes can only see what is on the surface, but I created the eyes of your soul to recognize a deeper reality. What is visible is temporary, while what is unseen carries eternal value. My work often unfolds in places you cannot yet see. Remember Elisha's servant. He saw only danger until his eyes were opened to the heavenly protection surrounding him. Many times you are tempted to see only what threatens your peace while overlooking the grace already around you. Ask me not only to change your circumstances, but to heal the way you see them. I want your eyes to become windows of mercy. I want you to notice my presence in ordinary moments, in morning light, in unexpected kindness, and in quiet reminders that I am near. When you begin seeing this way, your soul will no longer be led by false lights. Life and pain may have dimmed your vision, but it is not gone. I can give you new eyes that recognize what brings life and turn away from what plants darkness. When your eyes remain fixed on me, your soul will find its way back to peace. The eyes of your heart have grown tired through disappointment, anxiety, and sorrow. Yet I long to open them again so you can rediscover life, meaning, and my nearness. Your vision is like a lamp, and that lamp must be fed by faith, gratitude, and love. When your vision is healed, your life begins changing from within. You stop seeing others only through their flaws and yourself only through old wounds. The light within you begins shaping your thoughts, choices, and relationships. Healing changes not only what you see, but also how you see it. Remember the blind man at Bethsaida? At first his vision was partial, but after another touch, clarity came. Some of your healing unfolds in the same way. Do not lose heart if some things still seem blurry, because I am not finished with you. My hand remains upon you, and my faithfulness never fades. Keep your vision supplied with holy oil through my word, gratitude, mercy, worship, and truth. When you choose prayer over judgment and faith over self-condemnation, your inner light grows stronger. As you continue looking through the light of my truth, your sight will become clearer, your heart steadier, and your path brighter. You are deeply loved, carefully guided, and never alone. My light will continue leading you forward. Come closer to me, my beloved child, and allow me to clear your vision. Let me wash away the dust of disappointment, the haze of anxiety, and the voices that taught you to see yourself without the worth I placed within you. I want to restore the clarity that comes through my spirit, so you can recognize hope before circumstances change, and see beauty where life once seemed reduced to ashes. When your sight is healed, you will discover that my light has been guiding you all along. As you return to me, that light will become more than guidance for your own journey. It will also help others who are walking through darkness beside you. You will no longer be led by confusion or fear, but by the light that comes from heaven. And as morning returns, you will notice not only the sunlight around you, but also my presence shining quietly within you. My child, not all blindness exists in the eyes, and not all wisdom comes through human reasoning. Many people can see the world around them, yet struggle to understand its deeper meaning. Others fill their minds with endless images, while their souls wander through fog created by fear, comparison, old wounds, and the opinions of others. There have been seasons when you have experienced this as well. You have looked at life through pain, viewed others through their failures, and judged yourself through your mistakes. Then you wondered why everything felt heavy and dim. Today I'm inviting you into a different way of seeing, a vision shaped by faith. Walking by faith does not ignore reality. It refuses to let circumstances become the final authority over your soul. I want you to hear me today, as heaven sees. The world notices flaws before potential, weakness before purpose, and failure before grace. Yet I do not see people that way. When Samuel searched for the next king, I reminded him that people look at outward appearance, but I look at the heart. Let that truth reshape your vision. There are people around you who seem marked by failure, yet I still see possibilities for restoration. There are people you may have judged too quickly, but through my love you can learn discernment without bitterness and compassion without blindness. This is the way I desire to teach you to see. You must also stop viewing yourself only through the record of what went wrong. I do not define you by every struggle, doubt, or season when you lost your way. I see the new life I am forming within you, even when it remains hidden beneath difficult circumstances. When my love heals your vision, your wounds will no longer appear as permanent verdicts against you, but as places where grace began its work. Remember the man born blind in John 9. Others searched for someone to blame, but my son looked beyond guilt and limitation. He saw an opportunity for the works of God to be revealed. In the same way, situations that seem like loss, delay, or hopelessness can become testimonies of my glory when placed in my hands. The world constantly encourages comparison. It tells you that you must become someone else before you are worthy of love or acceptance. Your attention is pulled in many directions, yet your soul remains exhausted because it has not found rest in truth. That is why I want to draw you out of confusion and teach you to recognize grace hidden within ordinary moments. Let me remove the dust of hurry, the smoke of anxiety, and the veil left by old wounds. As your vision is restored, the world will no longer appear only threatening or dark. You will begin seeing places where kindness, forgiveness, faith, and hope can grow. Life will become more than something to survive. It will become something you live with me. You will learn to look at those who hurt you without allowing bitterness to control your sight. You will learn to see yourself with mercy grounded in truth rather than harsh judgment. I am not only changing what you see, but also changing the light through which you see it. As your eyes remain fixed on me, what is clouded will gradually become clear. What feels heavy will become lighter. You will realize that light never truly left your life. It was waiting for you to turn back toward its source. In my light, you will see the world differently, and you will begin seeing yourself as loved, guided, renewed, and called into a hope that endures. My beloved child, let your eyes rest in my light. Do not continue looking at life through the smoke of old wounds or the fog of fear. There were times when pain made situations seem more frightening than they truly were, yet my light remained with you through every season. Even when you looked at yourself through failure, I was still breathing life into you. I did not create your eyes merely to collect images. I created them to become windows through which grace shines. When your vision is purified, you stop moving through life as someone merely trying to survive. Instead, you begin noticing my presence in small and beautiful ways. You will recognize me in a simple smile during a difficult day, a gentle breeze when your heart feels burdened, or an unexpected act of kindness. A heart that sees clearly does not require dramatic signs to know I am near. My presence becomes visible in ordinary moments. Remember Bartimaeus. Though physically blind, he possessed eyes of faith strong enough to recognize hope before his natural eyes could see it. When his sight was restored, he did more than see the world around him. He followed the one who healed him. My desire is not only to restore your vision, but also to guide your steps along the path prepared for you. Leave behind the cloak of fear, insecurity, and false labels that have weighed upon your heart. The light within you was never created for darkness. It has only been covered by disappointment, exhaustion, and words that made you question your worth. Yet the lamp I lit within you still remains. I did not place my light within you so it could remain hidden beneath fear. I am calling you back to that light, not only to guide you through your own dark seasons, but also to bring warmth to those around you. The light I have given you was always meant to shine beyond yourself. When your eyes are filled with light, your words begin reflecting that light as well. You stop viewing others through harsh judgments and begin seeing hidden pain beneath hard exteriors. You start recognizing possibilities where others see failure. My light joins wisdom with mercy and teaches you how to walk with both compassion and discernment. Walk as a child of light. Do not keep feeding resentment, comparison, or thoughts that weaken your faith. Turn your attention toward what produces gratitude, peace, and life. The more you remain in my light, the clearer your path becomes. The light you are searching for is much closer than you think. Many times you believe hope must wait until circumstances change. Yet the life you long for is already being stirred within you through my presence. Hope is not only something waiting in the future, it is my life already at work within you today. Allow me to wash your eyes with truth and remove the dust of disappointment, doubt, and fear. Let the oil of my grace fill your lamp again. Then gratitude will rise, faith will grow stronger, and love will flow beyond old wounds. You will begin seeing yourself through your Father's eyes rather than through the lens of failure. Walk forward with eyes renewed by light. See each day as a gift of grace, others as people I am still shaping, and yourself as a lamp I continue to tend with care. My hand has never left your life. Even in difficult seasons I have remained near. Do not believe that recognition, success, or admiration can satisfy the emptiness within your soul. Those things may satisfy for a moment, but they cannot nourish the deeper hunger within you. If your soul is not illuminated by my presence, every other light eventually fades. My Son declared that he is the light of the world. The light you truly need is not the spotlight of human approval, but the light of life flowing from my presence. That light remains when every other light grows dim. It is the light that guides you home. From the moment you were called into life, I placed a sacred lamp within you. That lamp was never sustained by your perfection or personal strength. It was formed through my Spirit and carries the imprint of heaven within your heart. Even when disappointment, failure, or sorrow seemed to cover it, the flame remained alive. Return to the source of holy oil, and I will strengthen that flame again. Envy, comparison, resentment, fear, and the craving for approval cloud the soul and weaken the light within. A soul created for my presence cannot be nourished by the approval of the world. My word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. If you want to walk steadily through difficult times, let my word guide you again. Return to the source that never fails and allow my truth to become the light by which you live. Remember the parable of the wise and foolish virgins. All carried lamps, yet only some prepared enough oil to keep them burning. The difference was not appearance but preparation within. Their readiness came from what was hidden, not what was visible. Come to me daily through prayer, gratitude, repentance, and simple obedience. These are the things that keep your lamp burning through long nights. The oil that sustains your light is found in relationship with me, not performance. The light I placed within you was never meant to stay hidden. Every act of love brightens it, every honest choice strengthens it, and every act of forgiveness releases another ray of light into a hurting world. Small acts of faithfulness carry more power than you realize. You do not shine through pride or by proving yourself greater than others. You shine through mercy, purity, faithfulness, and a life shaped by my presence. When people encounter those qualities, they encounter reflections of me. Today I am calling you away from lights that flash brightly and quickly disappear. Do not trade your peace for temporary approval, or neglect the lamp within while chasing things that cannot satisfy your soul. Let me pour fresh oil into your heart again and become your source once more. Allow me to clear away the smoke and dust that have weakened your light. Let me restore the joy of belonging to me and renew what has become weary. When you remain close to me, your light does not struggle to shine. It flows naturally from a soul nourished by grace. Then your life will become a steady lamp in a dark world. Through your presence, others will be reminded that hope still exists, that love remains real, and that my light has never been overcome by darkness. Even in difficult times, that testimony will continue shining far beyond what you can see. Therefore, my beloved child, do not fear the darkness, but do not treat it carelessly. Live as one who is loved and protected, while remaining watchful of anything that steals your peace. Place your thoughts, choices, and hidden habits into my hands. I will clear away the dust, refill the oil, guard the flame, and help your life shine in a world longing for light. Darkness may remind you of old failures and seasons when you stumbled. It may whisper that those moments still define you. Yet it cannot overcome the light I placed within you, because that light was kindled by eternity and remains secure in your Father's care. As you remain in me, it will continue guiding and illuminating your path. Come closer, my child, and let me touch the window of your soul. The light within you has never disappeared, nor has it been erased by your mistakes. Over time, disappointment, distrust, and pain settled over your vision until they seemed like the whole story. Yet they were never the final truth. Those layers formed through worries carried alone, unresolved bitterness, self-condemnation, and small compromises. Little by little they clouded your sight, until you began seeing life through that haze. Still, I know your weariness and understand the wounds that have blurred the eyes of your heart. Nothing hidden within you is unknown to me. There are hurts, memories, and old words that still whisper doubt into your spirit. There are mistakes that try to convince you that you no longer belong in the light. But I do not come to shame you for what has clouded your vision. I come to restore it. I come as a father who gathers a hurting child close and says, "Come near, and I will renew what you thought could never be repaired." As Psalm 51:10 prays, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." My desire has always been restoration, not condemnation. I am healing what pain tried to distort. Look honestly at what has affected your vision, not to accuse yourself, but to understand what needs healing. Fear can become a fog, lies can become a lens, and untreated wounds can make danger appear everywhere. Yet even where confusion has grown, my grace is still present. I am able to restore clarity. When the soul is wounded, it misreads everything around it. Failure feels like identity, delays feel like abandonment, and tears seem to prove that I am silent. Yet behind every delay I am still preparing, and behind every broken place I am still restoring. My light remains present even when you cannot see it clearly. Remember Saul on the road to Damascus. He believed he saw clearly, yet pride and misunderstanding had veiled his vision. Then heavenly light interrupted his journey, and the scales eventually fell from his eyes. In the same way, I can remove the unseen scales covering yours. I can heal the fear, doubt, and false beliefs that have shaped how you see yourself, others, and even me. Those who once walked in confusion can become carriers of light when they allow me to touch them deeply. My healing reaches deeper than your wounds. My truth is stronger than every lie. So pray, Father, cleanse my eyes, remove the dust gathered through the years, and teach me to see through the light of your Spirit. You do not need perfect words. You only need an open heart. My grace knows how to reach places language never can. I will wash away every covering that has dimmed your sight. I will soften hardened memories and free you from being ruled by the past. I will not erase your story, but I will redeem it. When your eyes are opened, you will begin seeing the wonder of my truth and love again. When mercy fills your vision, you will start seeing differently. Those who hurt you will no longer control your future through bitterness. This does not mean every door must be reopened, but it does mean your heart will no longer be held captive. Mercy brings discernment without turning suspicion into a prison. As you behold my glory, you will be transformed. You will notice me in small kindnesses, quiet moments, helping hands, and scriptures that suddenly speak to your heart. Grace will leave its footprints everywhere. Life will begin feeling lighter because you will recognize my presence more often. Do not cling to the dust simply because it has been there a long time. My light does not come to wound you. It comes to free you. I desire to restore a vision that is clear, steady, and rooted in truth. I want you to see yourself and your life through my eyes. When I touch your eyes, you will discover that the light never truly left. It remained beneath the fear, confusion, and difficult seasons. Return to me and you will see again. You will see that I am near, that you are loved, and that my light is still leading you forward. When your vision is restored, ordinary things will carry beauty again. A ray of sunlight, A gentle breeze, a kind word, or a quiet day will remind you of my presence. You will realize that I never left you. Your sight simply needed healing. You will begin seeing me not only in miracles, but in every breath and every opportunity to love and forgive. As Psalm 34:5 declares, those who look to me become radiant. Shame loses its grip when your eyes remain fixed on me. Hope begins shining again from within. I also want you to understand that restored vision protects the holy things I have placed inside you. Your life is a temple of the Holy Spirit, and what you continually watch, listen to, and dwell upon takes root deeper than you realize. Some seeds produce peace and purity, while others grow into fear, bitterness, and deception. That is why I call you to be watchful. As Proverbs says, guard your heart, for from it flow the springs of life. What enters today often shapes what flows from you tomorrow. Repeated influences become habits, and repeated lies can begin to feel like truth. Wisdom protects what is sacred. Remember Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem. He prayed, rebuilt, strengthened weak places, and stood watch against what threatened the work. Your soul requires that same care. There are places that need rebuilding, and I desire to help you restore them. Let me show you what must be strengthened and what must be closed. Do not underestimate small compromises. Influences that nourish darkness often begin quietly, and before they destroy, they first numb. What once troubled your conscience starts feeling normal. What once seemed dangerous begins appearing harmless. This is why I ask you to remain watchful, not because I want to take joy from you, but because I want to protect the life within you. True freedom is not welcoming everything. True freedom is choosing what leads toward life. As Philippians 4:8 teaches, fill your mind with what is true, honorable, pure, lovely, and worthy of praise. Let your eyes be nourished by what strengthens life rather than weakens it. Learn to notice my presence in ordinary moments. Let my word become the deepest image within your mind. As your vision becomes purified, false lights will lose their influence. You will recognize more clearly what draws you closer to me and what slowly steals your peace. So pray, Father, guard the gates of my soul and teach me to welcome light. I hear that prayer, and I will answer it. You will not walk this path alone. I will guide you through my peace, my word, and the voice of the Holy Spirit. As you follow my leading, the light within you will grow stronger, clearer, and steadier. You will live as one protected, illuminated, and carrying the light of your Father. My beloved child, receive these words with an open heart. I am not speaking to fill you with fear, but to awaken wisdom within you. My love has surrounded you many times, and my grace has gone before you in ways you never fully saw. Yet I have also given you the freedom to choose. There are things I desire to keep far from your life. When they are repeatedly welcomed through your eyes, ears, and thoughts, the sacred place within you begins filling with what was never meant to live there. That is why I call you to guard your eyes with wisdom. The light within you is too precious to handle carelessly. Your eyes do more than observe. What enters through them seeks a place within your mind, and what settles in your mind eventually reaches your heart. From there it begins shaping your words, reactions, and desires. This is why your focus matters so much. Whatever is true, honorable, pure, lovely, and worthy of praise deserves your attention. Ask yourself whether what you pursue draws you closer to me or slowly weakens your soul. I desire your eyes to become windows opening toward heaven. What fills your vision eventually shapes your life. When your eyes are fixed on truth, peace begins growing within you. When your eyes turn toward me, my light not only fills you, but shines through you. As Psalm 101:3 declares, I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. That is not pride, it is wisdom. True freedom is found in knowing you belong to the light. Freedom is not the absence of restraint, but the wisdom to choose what preserves life within you. You do not need to experience every form of darkness to know it is not meant for you. You already belong to something greater. Remember Joseph in the house of Potiphar. Temptation stood before him again and again, yet he refused to compromise. He did not stay close enough to negotiate with it. Instead, he chose to walk away. For a season, that faithfulness brought difficulty, yet it never removed him from my care. The light he protected in secret eventually blessed many lives. What he guarded privately became powerful publicly. Faithfulness always bears fruit in time. My beloved child, there will be moments when you must step away from certain things. Not because you are weak, but because you value the flame I have placed within you. Sometimes the strongest act of faith is not standing near temptation to prove your strength. Sometimes it is walking away because you treasure the light too much to risk losing its clarity.